This is Derrick Broze with the Conscious Resistance and Activist Post, and I'm here in Arizona at the Jackalope Freedom Festival talking with the non-organizer of this non-event, Alma Sommer. How are you doing, Alma?
I'm good.
So I want to talk with you, Alma, because we're long friends now for a couple years. This is my third year at Jackalope, and you are among several people who helped make this non-event happen. So for those who haven't been to Jackalope and seen this beautiful forest, tell them a little bit about what happens here.
All right. Well, basically, people come and camp for free. They set up vending booths if they choose to. They can sell food or products or services, and they can accept alternative currencies like silver, gold, trades, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Dash, amongst others. So it's pretty neat.
So, what would you say is the goal of Jackalope? If there's a goal, one goal, what is the purpose of everybody coming out here?
To become as free as we possibly can for as long as we can. So Jackalope used to be the first weekend of August every year, and this was the first year that it was 7 days or 8 days long, depending on how soon or how late you stay. Today is Saturday, so today's the biggest day, and we have a lot of people speaking and performing on stage, and there's lots of subjects that people will be talking about that you don't normally hear in any mainstream conference or even other liberty or freedom event.
And so you mentioned cryptocurrency. Obviously, a lot of people here are familiar with Bitcoin, but we can see Dash in the back. There's Ethereum. There's a lot more cryptocurrencies out there that are kind of evolving. And I know you've recently become more involved with the Dash community. So could you tell us a little bit about what Dash is and how it differs from Bitcoin?
Dash is a cryptocurrency that uses blockchain technology. The difference between the Dash network is they have master nodes, and the master nodes buy into the Dash network, and those master nodes are able to vote within the network on proposals. So, for example, this year I proposed that Dash sponsor the 5th annual Jackalope Freedom Festival, and not a lot of people maybe know who I am, so merit comes into play. And there's other people that have written proposals for the Dash network who were successful in getting them approved, and those people basically came onto my proposal in a forum-like environment and put in a good word for me. So that definitely helped the process along. But it's interesting. There's a vote tracker, so you can track your votes, and mine kept going up and up and up. But the no votes were overwhelmingly winning in the beginning, and I just had a lot of hope and positive thinking about it. I even got the banner made ahead of time before I got the proposal passed or even knew it was going to pass. So it did end up passing, and in the proposal you can go and see it online, and you can also read some of the other proposals that have passed as well. And anyone can write a proposal to the Dash network. Obviously, you're going to want to encourage them to vote through some form, which means you're probably going to, be promoting them in some way, shape, or form. So
you're also involved with the Agorist Marketplace and a number of other projects, and obviously this environment, Jackalope, in the middle of the woods, cryptocurrency, this is definitely an agorist community. How do you see cryptocurrency playing that role, the larger role? I mean, obviously it's allowing people to exit the state, but do you think this is something that's going to increase, like what we see here at Jackalope, people using cryptocurrency in the middle of the woods?
Well, what's really cool is normally if you're using a fiat currency, you have to go to a bank or an exchange to exchange your currency, whereas with Dash, I can use Shapeshift to shapeshift my Dash into Bitcoin, and then I can use my Bitcoin to buy gift cards through gift.com for Amazon, Walmart, or there's hundreds of gift cards. So pretty much anything you want or need, you can buy with a cryptocurrency now. And what makes that so important is that when you're traveling to other places on Earth, maybe other claimed jurisdictions, you won't always have to go to a bank to exchange your currency, your fiat currency, if other people in those places accept cryptocurrencies. So
making it easier to step outside the state, for sure.
Definitely.
So tell us now about your family and that project, Undocumented Human.
So we decided that we did not want to sign a contract with the government on behalf of our son. First of all, I believe it's fraudulent, so technically anyone who has parents that signed a contract with the state aren't actually citizens because it was a fraudulent agreement without your permission. So if we had done that, I wouldn't really see it as citizenship anyway, but we decided not to fill out any government documents, birth certificate, social security number for Neo, our son. And he was born at a hospital, and we did have to talk to a social worker, and the registrar kept coming back saying, will you at least initial where you're not going to sign? And I'm like, I'm not putting any pen on that paper. It is a document that I do not agree with. I'm not going to sign it on behalf of Neo. He can choose his citizenship later if he wants citizenship. Who knows, by the time he's a grown adult, there might be, world citizenships or earth citizenships or earth permits or whatever that aren't actually run by any government. So private organizations possibly will be able to proof of birth and proof of life. There's plenty of documentation of his life. We do choose not to put his face on social networks because we understand that the NSA is basically spying on everybody. So maybe they are watching us. I personally believe if I have like a guy who's my spy, I'm waking him up every week, so they have to keep hiring new guys to be my spy, and then they wake up, so it's pretty much just pointless for the government to spy.
So besides giving Neo more freedom and the option, like you said, instead of just being a parent that forces, like, hey, you have a social security number now, you have birth certificate, giving him that option, what else do you hope to promote through the Undocumented Human tour and just through your action with that?
Well, our first tour was the Undocumented Human Bitcoin tour. Our second tour was the Undocumented Human Crypto tour. And because of the Dash proposal and being sponsored, we are going to be able to continue our crypto tour, and we're going to be going to Alabama for the Rethinking Everything conference. And our Winnebago will be branded as the Dash Mobile. So we're going to be joining John and Kat from Austin, Texas with their Bitcoin.com bus, and we'll be doing a crypto tour.
Nice. How can people follow not only your work but the tours?
Undocumentedhuman.com, and also I am on Facebook, Alma Sommer, Sommer.
Awesome. Anything else you want to leave them with?
Be free.